All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to another tutorial. I am the Ultra Farmer, and in today's quick guide, we're going to be going over the Lumberjack mod within Farming Simulator 25. I'm going to show you a bunch of tips and tricks with the Lumberjack mod. I'm going to show you how to demolish trees, how you can get wood chips with the Lumberjack mod, how you activate and deactivate super strength, and I'm also going to show you a trick for delimbing all the trees. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the Lumberjack mod, and we'll first start talking about a few controls and settings that I would have turned on/off. Okay, so when it comes to the Lumberjack mod, first thing that you're going to need is, well, you're going to need a chainsaw. So to buy a chainsaw, if you push P on your keyboard, all the controls I'm going to give you are going to be for PC. As far as I know right now, Lumberjack mod is only on PC. I couldn't find it for any of the console downloads or the crossplay downloads when I searched for it in the mod hub. That could change in the future, so depending when you're watching this, maybe it is out for console. Not 100% sure, but for right now, all I could find it was out for PC. So I'm going to give you the controls for PC. So for me, when I push P on the keyboard, it opens up my shop menu, and I can go all the way down to the bottom right here to chainsaws. You can buy one. They're all the exact same. They're $1,000. It really does not matter which one you get at all. They work completely the same. From there, you can probably push 1 on your keyboard, and that's going to bring out different hand tools. I have mine also set up on the F key because it's just a little bit easier near the way my hand sits on the keyboard. If you want to change anything like that, you can always come in here and you can come into your settings, into your controls, and you can kind of mess with that stuff in here if you want. Just be careful because sometimes if you change things, it might mess with other aspects of the game. Just, you know what I mean? Like if you change something to your W key, you might not be able to like move forward or something like that. So just be aware of that before you go changing a bunch of different settings. So in your game, when you open your settings, you're going to have these tabs. You're going to have game setting, general settings, graphic settings, and probably controls. You're not going to have this one that says additional game settings. This is another mod, and I do suggest that you download it for the Lumberjack, like in conjunction with the Lumberjack mod. And I'm going to explain that a little bit later towards the end of the video when I show you how to do the delimbing of the trees. This is going to be really handy, and I'll get to all that towards the end of the video. But the first thing that I want you to do is just go into your general settings and come on down to where it says Lumberjack. Now this is going to be different kind of things that you can change for the Lumberjack mod. So cut anywhere turned on. You can use this anywhere on the map. If you turn this off, you'll only be able to use it on your land. I always keep it on just because if a tree gets in my way, I'm just going to cut it down or demolish it. Wherever it needs to be. Now, create wood chips. We're going to kind of go through this a little bit after, but you can create wood chips as you cut down trees and as you demolish the stumps or demolish the trees. You can set it so that the game will give you wood chips, and you can pick those wood chips up and you can sell them or you can use them in different types of production facilities if you want. You can set the max of wood chips that you're going to get. You can just adjust this. I don't really ever play with wood chips on, but I will show you it so that you can understand. Your super strength value, 1,000 tons. I don't think there's anything in this game, even all the elements put together, is going to be more than 1,000 tons. You can switch that to infinite, but really you don't need to change it. Now, normal strength value, you can change this as well. This is going to be what you're able to lift without super strength. Again, you can change this so you don't have to be toggling super strength on and off if you're doing different logging stuff. I usually just keep it to 200. Again, it doesn't really matter. This is where you can change your super strength distance, where you can kind of grab how far away you can grab something. I never mess with any of these settings, just so you know. So you don't really have to worry about messing with these, but you can if you want to, play the game however you want. Normal strength distance, chainsaw cut distance, chainsaw cut duration. This is going to be like the max duration. Sometimes for thicker trees, the game will simulate that it takes a little bit longer to cut. But if you want to tone this down so that it's cutting things like really quickly, you definitely can do that. Destroy foliage size. So not all of the brush on the ground is going to be able to be demolished with the Lumberjack mod. Sometimes you have to actually go into the build mode and kind of like paint over certain areas, but you can change that right here. Long hold threshold, double chop threshold. These are just different for the keybinds, and the show debugging display. You don't really have to worry about that. The main things I just wanted you to know about were the creating the wood chips on and off. If you have them on, you're going to have wood chips all over the place, and if you're looking to do wood chips and this is off, that's going to affect that. But let's get right into a few of the things. I got a few trees set up here, and so I'm going to pull out my chainsaw, and I'm going to kind of just go through a couple different things on how you use the Lumberjack mod. So if I pull out my chainsaw, I'm just going to keep it away for right now, just so it's not too loud. And I say I want to demolish this tree. Okay, I just want it gone out of there. So I'm going to bring out my chainsaw, and I'm going to come up to the tree, and if you hold down on your right mouse button and you start to articulate it, you're going to see that it goes from green to yellow, back to green. So green will cut your tree down. This is going to give you a cut through the tree. Yellow is going to be essentially used to delimb things, but the green will cut it down. And another tip with the Lumberjack mod is trees will generally fall the way that you cut. So if we want the tree to fall down right in this area right here, our chainsaw will always cut from right to left. So if I stand and I kind of aim the bottom of my chainsaw, you aim the bottom of your chainsaw roughly where you want it to fall, usually the tree will fall in that direction. Notice how it's falling that way? It's not perfect, but generally speaking, if you want it to go that direction and you cut this way, it's not going to go that way unless you're on maybe some sort of a crazy hill. That'll potentially change it. But let's say we wanted to follow it and we want it to kind of go in this direction. We're just going to go like this. And you can see it kind of goes in roughly the direction that we wanted it to go to. So that's how you cut down trees. Now let's say we wanted to completely just demolish this tree and get it out of our way. So we want to get this thing back to vertical. And if I push Alt twice on my keyboard, you'll notice this now goes to red. Now it is in demolish mode. So if I hold down left click on my mouse, the chainsaw is going to go up. It'll go for about 3 seconds, and that tree will completely disappear. Same thing with the stumps. If we come over to the stump, now that it's red, if I push Alt twice on my keyboard, and I articulate it around, oh, didn't really work for me. The stumps, I think, will always demolish, because I don't think you can actually delimb the stumps. It won't let you do that. But you notice how I double-clicked Alt and it went back to yellow. Double-click it again, it goes to demolish. So now we can demolish this tree that has fell down. Once it's red, anytime it's red, basically it will demolish it. And you just kind of make it disappear. So we can make all of these stumps disappear. Now, let's say we want to, I'm going to get to delimbing this, but I'm just going to get to delimbing it towards the end because it's going to bring in that secondary mod that I wanted you to download, and it's not needed. It's definitely not needed, but it's just going to be a little bit helpful. So now let's get our chainsaw put away, and we'll go and toggle super strength on and off. So there's kind of two ways that you can toggle super strength on and off. You can double click Alt on your keyboard. I'm using the left Alt for all of these. So notice the little hand comes out, and once I left click with my mouse, I'm able to pick this tree up and move it around. If I drop it back down, the little hand is over it. If I double click Alt again, it's going to turn super strength off. So now I'm not able to grab this. However, if I press and hold on the Alt key, I'm pressing down and I'm holding it, the little hand pops up, and I am able to grab and move the tree around, drop it down. If I let go of the Alt, it goes away and super strength is turned off. So a lot of the Lumberjack mod is going to be double clicking the Alt button on and off. When you have the chainsaw out, again, you can cut the trees into different pieces on the ground when it's green. It's just going to cut it through like that. If I turn the saw like this and I turn it to red, double clicking the Alt, now it's going to demolish the top part of that tree. Leaving this down here, it goes red, I can demolish it. And that's kind of the essence of cutting down trees, demolishing them. Now, I am going to just show you just because we've got it on here, I'm going to go back into our settings, back into our general settings. I'm going to come down and we're going to turn on wood chips. I'm just going to show you how all this works. So if we come over to this tree right now, and let's say we want to cut down this tree, and we're going to follow it in that direction right there, or fell it. I think that's what they actually say, you fell trees. Notice how now when we cut, a bunch of wood chips now fall out. So I'm going to turn around here. I'm going to get this to the red state. I'm going to demolish this stump. We're going to get another pile of wood chips. Right there. And if we were to demolish this tree right now, there's going to be a whole bunch more wood chips that come to, let's just do it. Let's just get it in there. Let's demolish this tree right now. And now our wood chip pile has grown. And so, like I said, if you want, you can get some sort of a unit. There's a bunch of different things you could use to pick this up. I've just got like a front loader. You could use a skid steer. You could use a tractor with front attachments and a bucket on it. Lots of different things that you could use to pick up the wood chips, where you can just kind of go over it as you see, scoop it up. This bucket will only hold 1,000 liters, and you can use this in a production facility. I'm just going to go over to this sell everything grate that I have set down, and I'll just show you that you can dump these in and you can sell them for a profit. And on some maps it changes a little bit per map, but wood chips can be a really profitable thing in the beginning stages if you're trying to, you know, grind and save up some money. So there you go, there's 1,500 bucks for a bucket full of these wood chips. So I'm just going to leave that sitting there, and I'm going to come back over to our trees here. And now we're going to go over how to delimb the trees. And this is where I'm going to say that getting the mod additional game settings is going to be super helpful. So we're going to pull out our chainsaw and we're going to cut down this tree just in this direction. We've got our wood chips back on. I'm actually going to go in and just turn those off so that I don't have to mess with them anymore. Okay. So now we're back to this tree. We've got our chainsaw out. Notice how the red is going on. So I'm going to double click Alt to get it to yellow. And when it's in the yellow mode, this is what you're going to use to get the limbs off of it. Now, as you can see, only some of the limbs are coming off when I do this. I'm just pushing down with the left click of my mouse, and I'm running across the tree, and some of the limbs are coming off, but some aren't. And the reason for that is what you need to do is you need to crouch down. You need to get closer to the tree or somehow have the tree elevated up. And once you do that and you can get this yellow on there, you're going to push down on the left click with your mouse and just run across the tree, holding that mouse click down. And you're going to notice all of these other limbs start to come off. And so why download that other mod? The reason I think it's good to download that other mod is because in the base game, for me anyways, your crouch button is going to be set to hold. If you go into your controls and your crouch button, mine is going to be on control, but it's set to hold. You have to push down and you have to hold on your control and try and move around and go up and down the tree. What's nice with the additional game settings is you can come down here to where it says crouch mode, and mine is set to press. So I just click it once and it toggles the crouch mode. I don't have to hold it. Now you can change it to press and hold, but I think it's much easier if I'm just able to toggle it on rather than having to push down and use control. I just click it once, I'm down into that mode. I can pull my chainsaw out, come up to the tree, make sure it's yellow. If it's red, that means you just got to double click Alt, left Alt twice. It's going to go yellow. I click and hold my mouse button. I start going across the tree, and you're going to pull off all of your limbs. Now, every once in a while, what you're going to find is that sometimes every once in a while, a limb will get missed. Just the way the tree falls down, there might be one limb that kind of like goes into the map, if that makes sense. I'm just going to double click Alt, turn on super strength, pick it up, and kind of look around on it. It doesn't seem to have any limbs on it, but every once in a while there is going to be one that kind of gets like stuck underneath it. So you just pick it up, and I just kind of hold my scroll wheel, articulate it around, and then you can pull out your chainsaw, come back up to it. It's still in the red, so I'm going to articulate it. Now it's red, double click the Alt, back to yellow, and you can go through and you can delimb it. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the essence of Lumberjack Mod. I truly think it is like one of the best mods in the game. It's one that I have on absolutely every gameplay series that I use. I really think it is a must-have. It's super handy to have super strength with you, or just to be able to demolish a tree that gets in your way very quickly. You can just run up to anything, double-click your Alt, it turns red, and when you have that thing set to 1, 2, or 3 seconds, just like that, you can have a tree gone, disappear. You can have your stumps gone, disappear. Lumberjack Mod, if you can get it, I think it is an absolute must-have on every gameplay series. So there you go. If I missed anything or anything wasn't clear, make sure and put it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you haven't done so already, if this tutorial helped you, I would really like it if you could hit that sub and notification bell, you know, all that stuff, the normal stuff. It really helps out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, if I missed anything, let me know. If you want to see me use the Lumberjack mod in the gameplay series that I do, be sure to check the channel. I'll put a bunch of links for some of our gameplay series in the description below of a few that we've done, building a dairy empire, our hog farm, our hog farm empire. And also we're doing a gameplay series right now called Oats and Goats, where we got a bunch of goats and we're raising horses. So if that stuff's of interest to you, again, hit that subscribe button and go check out the channel, check out the playlists. Thanks again. Hopefully you have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever it is that you're watching this. I hope this helps. I am the Ultra Farmer, and I'll see you guys on the next one.